Hey, it's Pete C for Sample Review, and I'm having a look at Voice of Wind Connie by Soundiron. Soundiron are continuing their brilliant modular Voice of Wind series with their fourth installment, Connie. By sampling the silky voice of Connie Doolan, Soundiron have created a beautiful vocal instrument complete with phrases, sound design and their expressive legato. If you're looking to add an inexpensive pro-level singer to your setup, Voice of Wind Connie might be exactly what you are looking for. Voice of Wind Connie downloads at 2.8 gigabytes and there are 3,390 samples. There are 28 powerful NKI instrument banks in Contact 6 player format. There are 20 custom sound design effects and ambient presets, and it's made for the free Contact player version 6 or above, complete control, and is compatible with all S-series keyboards and NKS software and hardware by Native Instruments. Voice of Wind Connie normally sells for $99. Soundiron have a reputation for making really great sounding instruments that are very functional. But it's not only that, they also make some varied and experimental instruments. Then of course, when it comes down to the voices, they make some absolutely stunning vocal instruments. Some of my secret weapon libraries are Soundiron libraries. If you haven't checked it out, the Music Box 2.0 is absolutely incredible. Amazing music box sounds, and of course the sound design is amazing. But anyway, we're going to focus on the Voice of Wind series. So Connie is the fourth release in this series, and it sounds like this. And it's a very sweet sounding voice, very positive, and that's just the legato R sound. So let's just go to a different articulation. So legato E. And we'll play through the E. And let's move to the N. And let's go for the O. And then finally we had the ooze. So that's the basic legato instrument. Now, the GUI is typical Soundiron. I love their GUIs. They're so artistic and really simple to use. So really sets the tone of the library. Just very sweet sounding, and then it's kind of like just having that character going through each articulation. And with the voice of wind, now there's 4 different singers to choose from. You sort of go with a timbre that you really, really like. And I have to admit, I love this Connie voice. Now, you can adjust the swell. So we can have it a bit softer. And you can adjust the attack as well. And then the offset. So you can see it's starting the sample a little bit later. We'll go right from the start. So I'll probably go around there. And then the release, which is already almost on full. If you want it to stop dead, you go there. And then the legato. So legato is turned on. If I exaggerate it. Just trying to trigger it there. Let's just bring it down. There we go. Let's go about half, just over halfway. So that's some expressive legato and then vibrato. And as the mod wheel does absolutely nothing, I will learn the MIDI vibrato, the CC, and I will control the vibrato using the mod wheel. And you can put some auto pan on as well. And just make the voice sound a little bit wider. Now, if you go to the effects rack, it's again typical Soundiron. So it does downsize the window slightly. Soundiron have got a really, really cool effects rack going on, and you can add just different effects or presets. That's pretty cool. And I'll go to rehearsal space. So I can just toggle these instruments, and there's plenty going on, as you can see there. And really, in terms of GUI, that is exactly everything. So we'll look at the effects in a bit more detail later. I'm just going to reload the legato. And now it's reloaded, I'm just going to go back to the effects and just play with some reverb. Get a big reverb going on. That sounds ace. So back to performance. Now I'd probably tweak it slightly like this. Learn the CC, legato's there, and got a nice angelic sound. So first impressions, the legato sounds absolutely gorgeous, the different articulations, but the timbre of Connie's voice it's wonderful. Looking at some of the other more standard articulations, we have the staccato. So short vocal noises. And if I play the A over and over again, you can see the sample changes and it has the sort of round robins going on. So you won't get that machine gun effect. And you have all these different articulations to play. And 2 different volumes. And they are velocity sensitive, so that's A forte, if we go piano. Lots softer. And here's the So you can use that as a melodic instrument. Sounds very, very cool. Ooh. And let's go for one more. Let's go for the loud O's. Oops, I just played 2 at the same time there. But we get the idea, so. How jaunty. Yeah, it sounds cool. Really, really like it. And obviously coupling with the effects, you can get some really, really nice, different and experimental sounds out of that as well. Now if we go to the sustains. The sustains are, again, arranged by different articulations and 2 different dynamics. So I'm going to go straight for the So they sound great. And again, I'll probably tweak them, a bit more attack, a bit of offset, throw some vibrato. There is a legato button, so you can turn it into legato instrument. As you see, I can only play 1 note then. And there is some bend. Again, we could adjust the vibrato. So if I add a bit more reverb, I absolutely love the Soundiron effects rack. It's on most of their instruments. It's very, very straightforward. You get some cool sounds out of it. You turn the legato off. There we go. And the mod wheel doesn't affect the volume. Normally it would be mapped to CC1, and that's not the case here. So this instrument actually uses velocity. So I don't hammer my control too hard because it'll make a lot of noise. And I've got the auto pan feature on as well, so it's jumping from ear to ear. So that's more centralized and it does sound a bit exaggerated. So you have staccato, sustains, legato, and then looking at the NKIs, there are phrases and there are effects. So if I load up the phrases, now they're all roughly given an assigned BPM, so this is 100, but obviously they change depending on my DAW. So if I play so that lovely B major, bright, happy phrase. Now I'm going to change my tempo. I was going to bring it down a lot to 60 and play it again. So that's 40 BPM lower than it should be. So that's quite a way off, and it still sounds absolutely great, stretched. And then the yellow keys are different vocal effects. So they sound absolutely ace. And then we have the same controls, so swell, attack, offset, release, legato, and you can change the pitch. So let's say you're working in C major, just bump it up a semitone. And also you don't want to go too far. If I sort of go like that. I mean, it's stretched 2 octaves, and it sounds fine, but you probably wouldn't do that and expect a realistic vocal. But some really cool effects when you drop the pitch, like massively. Sounds great. And then we can go through different keys and different phrases. So these are all performance phrases. So the purple button will actually get whatever is assigned into these slots, and you can create your own sort of phrase patterns and phrase order. So if I want to change that one, I've just gone straight for a G, which was already there, a G2. Let's try again. So I might go for down there, and then that one, and let's do one more. So there's 3 different phrases. Now if I hold down the purple button, and it will cycle through them all. And you can also change the start and the end of the phrase as well. So it's a very, very cool feature to have. Again, the same effects rack, so you can apply your own effects. And we have all these different keys. But again, if we go into the 140, so if we're playing a little bit quicker. So I'm going to put my DAW to 140 so we can hear exactly how they're recorded. Sounds awesome. And then we have the dark phrases. So the dark phrases, actually I'll load the 140 ones as I'm already set to that. These sound more minor. And the vocal effects are still present. So these phrases are perfect for just dropping into your project. They're going to sound great, just match up with the key and as close to tempo as you can. And you've got some awesome major and minor phrases. And the last category of phrases are these hum phrases. The other thing to mention as well is the loading times are so quick, especially loading all these phrases together. It sounds, you know, great, and it's really, really quick to work with. So I was going to bring the DAW down to 120, just so we can hear exactly how these were recorded. Let's go to B. Sounds great. And then it brings us to the effects. Now, obviously, if it has MW by it, that means the mod wheel will function. So I've loaded the angelic legato. And again, we have all the legato instruments. Sorry, the legato articulations, and this time we can use the mod wheel. So let's open Birdsong. So some cool reverses there. Let's go cloudy vocals. And crossing dimensions, and like I say, Soundiron do amazing sound design. So again, let's see, using the sustain articulation. If I was to use the mod wheel. That sounds very cool. Distant memories. Using legato again. And let's go icy pad. So that's not on the mod wheel. So I'd probably just adjust that. I'll whack the attack. That's quite high actually. So the vocals suddenly take a different dimension, and you can just change articulation. Sounds very cool. Let's do one more. Let's go reflections. And So combining a few phrases there, but that tail sounds ace. That's Connie, voice of wind. Lots going on there. So you have your legato, staccato, sustains, phrases and effects, and as a diverse and can be experimental, or it can just be used as a straight vocal instrument. You've got plenty of options and versatility, and of course inspiration to create your own sounds. So my final thoughts about voice of wind Connie. Well, first of all, the vocal timbre of Connie is absolutely lovely, and it's sampled really, really well. The different legato articulations, sustains and staccato just make, as a pure vocal instrument, it's very, very versatile. The GUI looks lovely, it's really simple to use, and the onboard effects rack is just hours and hours of fun. The fact you have effects which they're sort of created by Soundiron, and I'd use these as jumping off points and sort of throw my own ideas in there, but you can sort of see what potential the instrument has in terms of sound design. But for me, the phrases are just wonderful. It's tempo syncs your DAW. You can change obviously the pitch and sort of match as closely to your project as you can, but the phrases just sound great. And there's been so many situations where I've just needed a quick vocal and I've thrown in a phrase, just drawn in one line, don't throw out the melody and see what fits, and it works. And I have to admit, these phrases sound great. You've got a mixture of major, mixture of minor, you can throw some vocal noises in, and if you just want to hold down one key throughout your entire song, you can use a sequencer. And of course on the sequencer you can change the sample start, when it ends, and also globally you can change the pitch for each sample. So much going on with the instrument. You think it's just a voice, and then suddenly you've got, in very typical Soundiron style, you've got a lot more content. So yeah, I think really, really great addition to my composing palette. I do love the Voice of Wind series, so check all 4 of them out just to see which timbre you like, which vocal you like the best, and they're all different, have different characters, but I think the Connie one is probably like the sweetest and potentially most, I'd say, I don't want to use the word angelic, I want to say jolly. I don't know if that's really going to work, but that's the vibe I get. It's really positive, it's very contemporary, very cinematic as well. Thank you so much for checking out this first look of Voice of Wind Connie by Soundiron. If you like what you heard, leave us a like and a comment and let us know what you think about the library and how would you use it, what sort of context. I could think of loads of places I'd use this library. Please subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already, and check out our other videos on YouTube, and then head over to samplelibraryreview.com to check out everything that's going on in the world of virtual instruments. Have an absolutely great day wherever you are, and until next time, take care.